Welcome back to the channel. This is Khoisan Talks. On this channel, we talk everything spirituality, Khoisan spirituality, Khoisan culture, Khoisan education, and just in general, how the Khoisan slash colors of Southern Africa, our experiences, um, um, our passages, our roads. This is where we talk Khoisan. My name is Sabiha. I am a Khoisan girl from the Western Cape. On the other end is my sister and our co-host. I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Good
Sis.
afternoon, good morning, and good night, good evening. Sorry. Yeah, welcome to our channel. I am Jessica, and I'm from Namibia, which people know as Southwest Africa. Yeah, welcome to the channel, and I'm so grateful to be back. Yeah, to join my beautiful sister today. So we decided we are going to make a video on whatever the old energy that is back. But thank you for tuning in, and please like, subscribe, and share our video, and you're most welcome. Thank you, viewers.
Oh, thank you for that introduction, sis. And as you said today, we'll be discussing old energies that's been coming out, especially in this new age or this age that we are moving into, this that we've been talking about for a whole year now, this age of Aquarius and the year of karma and what is coming up. And what we spoke about earlier is this energy of um, this past energy that is coming back, and we traced it back to 17 years ago. When this, it feels for me as if the world or the universe collapses in on itself. 2024 and 2008, 2009, during that period, 2007, when, as a matter of fact, I remember now, during 2009, there was um, they called it the bubble burst, where there was an economic burst, and everybody lost so much on their investments and property, and the whole world was going through a global financial collapse during that time, and a period of uncertainty, a period where people lost a lot personally, financially, family, all these things. There was a big shift happening during that time. And it feels as if we are back in that energy, or it seems as if we are back in that energy of loss, judgment, reconciliation, and then growth. So I'd like to talk about that reconciliation and that growth, because we've now already surpassed that, where we've lost family and we've lost friends, and we've lost, some have lost their jobs and are financially uh, in difficult situations. But for that time, I had moved from my home city, different city. I had relocated cities, and it was all new. Everything was new. The environment was new. My finances were differently structured. Um, my home was different, the environment was different, and I kind of had to find my way around this new world, so to speak, that God was shaping for me. And in that period, um, the lessons that we learned and the experiences that we went through, and how that changed the course of my life, as a matter of fact, just that period. And so we find ourselves back in that space, that uncertain space of, this is where I am now, this is my new space, and how do I navigate around this particular phase or this space that I'm in my life. Um, and so you also spoke about that period for you, and you said something very interesting to me. You see, to me, that is when, well, I'll let you tell the story, sis, if you mind.
Yeah, like I told you earlier, I went through. I'm going to talk open about it. I went through a divorce during that
Mm.
period. It was in 2008, 2009. So I
Mm.
went through a divorce 2007, 2008, and it was quite difficult. So I had to move in with family, and it was very difficult. Decision abruptly that I'm going to have a divorce.
Mm.
With the next moment, everything was fine, and then the next moment, I just decided that I'm going to do it. So it's like you said, sis. Um, we are in that energy now. The reason why I say that it's because I recognize the sudden changes of energy. Like within
Mm.
one day, you will have 5 or 6 different shifts happening within you. Yeah, of decisions you need to make. You make a decision, and then you, after an hour or 3 hours, you decide, no, let me make another decision again. But anyway, so I went through that, and I was down and low. I lost everything. I've lost everything. Like I was
Mm.
stripped of everything. And I just let it go. I just let it go. I just let it go. I didn't fought it. I never fought. I don't fight things. If things need to go, it's hard for me. When I say I don't fight things, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not hard for me. It's hard for me. But I've learned to let things go, to let things be, to allow things to play out. And
Mm.
I let it go. I went through it. I felt it. I lived it. I wrote it down, and I wrote letters to God. I wrote letters to myself. I wrote letters to people that hurt me. I didn't give them the letters, but I just write everything on paper, because at that point I couldn't speak to anyone. I couldn't speak about it. So I had to let it out. So I put it out on paper. And then I went through that divorce in 2008 9. And then I was low, 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 down and out. And then I prayed. I prayed, and I had a lot of challenges, especially with family. I prayed, and I stayed strong. And at that point, I was down and out. I was thinking God has forsaken me. But on the other side, I also thought, not thought, I also knew God will never forsake me. And I went through that a lot of disappointments. I got beaten down. I got physically beaten down for being me. So, not by a man, but by close relatives. And
Mm.
I've
Mm.
learned that these things had to happen for me to be shaped. Not that I don't accept any kind of abuse, but it was for me to open up my eyes and to know that I need to have boundaries in my life.
Mm.
And so I
Mm.
went through all that. And one fine day, I got a call. Listen, viewers, I was out of a job. I didn't have a job. I was at my mom's place. I was, viewers, I was down and out. I was down. So I prayed, and that one specific night, I prayed very aggressively.
Mm.
And I knew that I could speak like that during that
Mm.
specific season. And I prayed, and I went to sleep. And the next morning, 2 days after that, I got a call that I was called for an interview. I didn't give in my CV, and what our father did was he got encouraged people who hate me. Not even
Mm,
it's not even a person that I was close with. It's a
mm,
person that hated me for leaving her brother. And
mm,
she drafted the CV for me. She gave it in, and I was called for an interview. We were 30 people for three positions. 30.
mm,
And this woman that's sitting here was the last candidate, and I was even late. I was late with 30 minutes. I was late because I was, I don't know what delayed me, but I was up in my mind. I was overthinking a lot of things. So I went. When I got there, they waited for me for 30 minutes, the panel. So when I got there, the manager approached me, very sweet woman, and she said, "We are just waiting for you." And I said, "Okay." And we went through, and the interview was done. And when I came out, one of the guys that was on the panel passed me by, and he said, "Hmm, you were last, late, and you were the first choice."
mm,
So those small things showed me God's endless mercy and grace on my life. That when God ordained things, it will happen, irrespective.
mm.
And
And so
I
this,
got I got
sorry,
the
sorry.
best job. I got the best job. It was like God literally took me. I told my sister, He threw me in the air. Like,
Hallelujah.
I
Hallelujah.
told her that I was, I got stripped from everything. So imagine I got housing, a job with housing, medical aid, everything. And I was
Wow.
the first choice. So that's how I know. That's how my sister made me aware this morning that this energy that we are in now is the energy of 16, 17 years ago. And it totally makes sense to me because I've been here. And that's why the atmosphere at times felt so familiar. It was
Mm,
like I was already I was already in this timeline. And here this morning she gave me a call and she asked me something very profound. And I didn't even think twice. I told her immediately because I had to think of my son, my son's
mm,
age to take me back. And when she asked me that question, I thought of him. And when she asked me what I've experienced or what was significant, what was significant that happened, and I just immediately knew what to say because that was a significant stage in my life. How God came
yes.
through for me. And with all that said, and I want to add that usually when God comes, when things are getting hard, it's always when there is a breakthrough. And you better believe it that this breakthrough is immense. It's big. So whatever is happening around us right now, it's coming. Yes, I can attest to that. It's coming. It will be great, greater than whatever you've seen before. It's great. It's good. It's big. It's not of this world. It's supernatural. Thank you, sis.
Mm,
Mm.
mm. Hallelujah. And that is the time that we are in right now, that time of uncertainty, that time of pressure, that time of the unknown. And a lot of people, I'm reminded of Lot's wife in the Bible, where God says to them, move away from this town because this past is going to be destroyed. This past is not good for you. You can't stay in that past. If you do stay, you will go down with the past in Egypt. And so Lot's wife did not look to the future. You know, she was
Yes.
so, because she had lost, she felt like she had lost something there in the past. And so
Yes.
she turned around to look, you know, or longed, whatever that feeling was. And so she turns into the salt pillar. But we are reminded during this time and whenever these times come up in our lives, where there's pressure and there's change, and you need to move, that we do not stay in the emotion of it, but stay in
Yes.
motion. Take me out.
Mm.
You must
Mm.
just stay in motion and not be tricked by the emotion, which is in the past energy. Move forward, be in motion. And so
Mm.
over these past couple of 2000 and since COVID, as a matter of fact, since COVID, things started changing. And a lot of people's realities changed completely from what post-COVID and now during this time, a pre-COVID and post-COVID. I like to uh, differentiate between the timelines like that. And so it was as the same thing happened when the bubble burst in 2009 and people financial global crisis. And for myself, I remember having to move to Pretoria for work because work in Cape Town wasn't good, which is my home city. And moving without knowing where I was going, where I was going to sleep that night, getting to this new city with the children in hand, the babies in hand, um, and just praying to God. And like you said, miracles seem to happen because I was in motion and not in the emotion of leaving
Emotion.
family
Yes.
and loved
Mm.
ones behind. You know, I didn't turn back. I got in the car. As a matter of fact, I drove 2 days to get to this new city for this job that was waiting for me. And then the bubble burst and all my investments fell through. Um, for example, people from Southern Africa will know Old Mutual. Old Mutual is one of the biggest financial institutions in South Africa. And so a lot of my investments were with them. And when the bubble burst, I lost all of that. So not only was I moving to a new city, my nest egg was taken away, you know, because at least I had the savings, but even the savings was taken away. Now I'm sitting in a new city without savings, without a home, unknown. And in that year, I had to pray for guidance and pray for vision. God, where must my vision be now? Because the
Mm.
vision that I had, like Lot's wife, the thing that was falling apart, it could not turn my vision clearly towards the thing that was falling apart. My vision had to be forward, but there was no there was no cushioning, there was no soft place to fall. Wherever I fall in my head was going to be a hard place. And like you said, it's like God threw you up in the air, you know, and when you landed on a soft place. And so everybody is being thrown up in the air, whether it's financial, whether it's family, whether it's spiritual, whether it's whatever it is that people are going through in this period. And it is a global thing that is happening. It's not just selected to specific people or signs or anything. It is a global shift out of that, pushing us into that age of humanitarianism. And where are you? Are you still in the age of fighting for what is dying or what is dead? Or are you moving, getting out of the emotion and moving into the motion of things? I said to you, sis, let's bring the people some good news because we can read energy and not, you know, the readers are there, the readers of energy is there to give people hope and give people, yes, hope, because that's all we can do, because God is the channeler of all things. We are just telling our experiences of how these energies work and how these channels work, and of God's mercy and grace. And so, even right now, whatever it is that you are going through, know that this period is made for us. It is almost a testing period, like what happened to Lot and his wife, where they had to move out of that energy, out of that phase, out of that era into a new era. Hmm.
Yeah, I want to add on that. I so agree with you about Lot and his wife, because sometimes you are in a space where which we chose ourselves,
Mm.
and in that space where you are, there's cycles. That's repeated cycles going on within that specific season or situationship.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I told you the other day, sis, that we are being forced. You are also going to be forced out of that situationship. You are going to be forced out, especially because it's a cycle that must end. It's a
Yes.
season it's an age that must end. It's not allowed. It's not going to help us anymore. That's why we need to stay in high vibrational all the time.
Mm.
I know it is very difficult to stay positive, to think positive, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be love, give love, because most of the times we don't get love, but
Mm.
we need to give it. If you give it, you will receive it. And
Mm.
I pray
Mm.
that when you receive it, you will recognize it and you will honor
Mm.
it and you will stay
Mm.
with it. And then you will
Mm.
give it again. We need to give love. This is a season, like my sister said, the humanitarian season, age of Aquarius, where water are being a little bit. The Aquarius is the water bearer, that
Mm.
where the water is going out a little bit of the barrels. So it's almost something like that. But we need to co-create. We need to co-create. We are
Mm.
co-creators. We can do this. That's why you see most of the times when you are in lower vibration, lower things are happening, bad things are happening. But when you raise your vibration, how do you raise your vibration? By thinking good thoughts, giving to other people, listening to good music, high vibrational music, not sad songs. Please, guys, don't listen to sad songs. We are
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
we are we are done with that. Listen
Mm.
to Shine Bright Like a Diamond, and then you shine
Hey.
bright like a diamond. Yes. Listen to any high vibe music. And coming back to the point of, this is a repeated cycle. This is something that's repeating itself. We need to let it go. Don't stay with it for too long, like my sister said. It's an emotion. We need to be in
Yes.
motion and not in our emotions. So
Yes.
see it, it's here, feel it. Okay, now let it go. Then you go forward.
Yes.
We can
Yes.
we can shift a negative energy into a positive
Mm,
energy. We can do that. Once you get that negativity around you, you feel it, but you let it go. Then you breathe in whatever it is you long for at that moment. Through your nose, you breathe it in, you feel it, you take it deeper in, and when you exhale through your mouth, you let go of that. That's not supposed to be there with you. So yeah,
yes.
thank you, sis, that you've said it wonderfully. I second that what you were saying, and thank you once again.
Also, now that you talk about breathing, it's also so very important to practice good breathing during this time because breath is life. And so, even in your own self, you can't get stuck, stuck in that old energy. Even within your own self, breathe because breathing naturally is also emotion of if you take a breath, you get another breath, you get another second, you get another second, you get more. With each breath, you continue. Like with each step, you continue. And so, doing breathing exercises and focusing on your breathing and focusing on self is so important right now so that you know that you are not stuck in that emotion or that that emotion does not keep you out of motion. We have been talking a lot about over the last couple of weeks about how the body is feeling, like the legs are starting to feel numb, or the arms feel numb and heavy, or the back feel. But there's this feeling of being slowed down, almost being pulled back when you wish to move forward. There's also a reason for that. I think during 2024, which is the year of karma, karma is not just bad, something bad is going to happen to you. Karma is also dealing with past energies that you did not deal with or
Yes.
that you dealt with later. So that whether it's a new I've even experienced people coming into new marriages and they are like, but why is this is not supposed to be this kind of marriage. This marriage is supposed to be different because I am in a different time. No, no. If you did not deal with past relationships the way you were supposed to deal, you will repeat that it is the year of karma. And so, even though you are happy and you are loved and you are in a relationship or you are in a new workplace, I've even heard of people where old energies have come into the new workplace and people stand and think, but how could this happen again? It is the year of karma. Whatever you didn't deal with, 2009, 2008, 2009, whoa, whoa, that
Yes.
the
Mm.
universe has literally collapsed on within itself. I remember driving to Namibia the last time I was telling you, sis, I was driving and then as I was going, I don't know what happened, but I was on the wrong route. I was driving back to Cape Town.
Yes.
And in my mind,
Yeah.
I was still on the road to Namibia. And I
Mm.
said to you, all I did was turn the car around, same road, not a different road. I didn't take any left or right. And I just carried on thinking that now I'm driving back to South Africa. And when I got to a place where I could ask for directions, I was told, no, you are on the right road. You are going towards Namibia now. It felt as if the universe had collapsed on itself and pushing me into a until I realized, hang on a minute, this doesn't
Yes.
feel right. Yes,
Mm.
the road is not how the road is supposed to look.
Mm.
And so even that physical motion that I was in, it played into the spiritual motion that we are in now. where,
mm,
yes, you might be going down a road and you think this road is taking, but you have to make sure that you are conscious. I think this is the year of consciousness as well.
mm, mm, mm.
So many
Sis,
people.
I need your insight. I had a few people contacting me about a specific situation, but I think that is on most people's minds, especially those in relationship and marriages. I was married myself, people. So yeah, I'm not talking about something I don't know of. So about the energy we were talking about, old things dealing with old things. It's not usually that the marriage might end. It doesn't mean the marriage have to end.
No.
But there's old things that will come up that you two need to deal with.
Yes. Yes.
Even in the
Yes.
relationship, in the business
Yes.
relationship, in mother and
Yes.
daughter relationship, in
Yes.
mother,
Yes.
father and son relationship, whatever, you have to deal with it. And
Mm, mm,
there's also going to be physical separations that's going to happen because it's some things that we did ourselves. We went into this. Sometimes for me, for instance, I went into a business transaction that I'm not supposed to go into, and it has been going on up and down, up and down. And now it's reappearing again. So I need to deal with that. I need to
mm,
deal with that business transaction. Either it is coming back and to move away from it, or we must mend something that hasn't been put in boundaries on, for instance, whether there was a misunderstanding or whatever. But yeah, that is what's happening now. It's not as if things will end abruptly and you need to find another wife or another husband. No, 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 no. That is not what's happening. But if so, because in 2009, I've ended my marriage because of, for me, I told my sister the other day, um, that was never my husband to begin with. But I don't
mm,
want you to take this personally for yourself. I'm just telling you what happened to me. And I wasn't I was sure, but I was also confused during that time. I was
mm,
sure, but I was confused. But now when I look back, I see that just stay in the motion. Stay in the motion. Don't stay in the emotion.
mm,
Let it
mm,
be. Be calm. Take your breathings. The more you breathe, the deeper you will find out you will go. So I had to do my breathings, go deep. If I feel sad, I went to the when I breathe, I go to that sadness wherever it is,
yes.
and
Yes.
then I
Yes.
I breathe in healing on that. And when
Mm,
I breathe out through my mouth, always through your mouth. You breathe out that sadness. Make sure you breathe that out. Let it out.
yes.
And
Yes.
then during this time also do your cleansings. If you use sage or incense, burn it and cleanse your area where you love to sit and meditate. And change your bed sheets for now. Change it twice per week. Um, I love to say this. You will see on every video. Uh, take your Epsom salt baths
Yes.
or create your
Yes.
own salt. Take salt, coarse salt, and then you add rosemary, thyme, whatever herbs you want to add in your bath while making the sacred baths, whatever you prefer. But I use Epsom salt. I make a paste out of it, and then I take a bath and I speak and I let go and I welcome whatever must come. Thank you.
Yes. I want people to also remember that although we are all in a situation where things are uncertain and things might not go the way you have planned to go, that there's a reason to not give up hope. I find that a lot of people are giving up hope and they are losing hope and they are in such, like you said, in such low vibration right now because they perceive this to be some type of punishment from God, as if God is Zeus. I always tell people God is not Zeus. He's not standing there lightning in hand ready to strike you down. It's really, He is our Father, and fathers teach, and sometimes those lessons are hard learned because we need to learn the lesson. You know, whether I'll just make an example. When I was a senior in high school, I had so much responsibilities, and my father said to me, "If you don't prioritize, you are going to pay the price for this." And I did. I I did not get the marks that I wanted in my final year. I did not get the direction where I was going towards. I could have gone further, but I had to stop at a certain point because um, I had too much to do and lost focus. And because I lost focus, there was a bit of hope that was gone with each of these things that I was doing. And so I tell people, or I want people to realize that this is not the time for losing hope. This is not the time for being in doubt. This is not the time for questioning. You like to say this is you must be in your I know energy. I know what is coming. I know I've been through this and I know what is coming. I also know what is not good for me and I know where to go to make it better for me. I know who to move with, where to move, and with what to move. We are in our I know energy, and thank God, because we are in our I know energy. Whatever happens now is a conscious decision.
Mm.
Whether you choose to be in your emotion or be in motion, it is both ways a conscious decision. And if we stay in our emotion, like Lot's wife, we see what happens. But if we stay in motion, knowing what we know with the knowledge that we have gained over the last post-COVID, can I say that? Miracles will come. The miracles
Yes,
will open.
yes,
Yes. This is a time when new leaders are formed. This is a time, whether you are a housewife, whether you are a doctor, it doesn't matter. A new leadership is being formed. And that leadership is up to you. How are you going to lead your house? How are you going to lead your business? How are you going to lead your whatever that is? But new
mm,
leadership up. A leadership of humanitarianism, of not abuse of power or unfairness. This is what we are being
yes,
tested on right
mm,
now. Yes. How will you lead? And who will follow your lead if you do intend to lead?
mm.
I hope that makes sense.
It does make sense. You funny you are mentioning it now. I Yeah, it's in
Yeah, yeah,
alignment.
in alignment.
we had the same discussion this past week here within the community among us, and it was about new leadership that's being formed.
Mm.
So not all leaders will leave the chair, but most will leave the chair. If they don't leave, they will be forced, especially if you had sat on that chair for self gain
Mm.
and not help your people. You will be
Mm.
removed from it by the universe. And the new leaders will be like Moses. The new leaders will say, Father, me, I'm just one man. It's just me.
Mm.
But that will be the new leaders who think nothing of themselves. The misfits, the underdogs, the black sheeps, those are people with humanitarian character.
Mm.
Those are
Mm.
the people that will love
Mm.
all. Those are the
Mm.
people that won't just lead, but ask the community to lead them.
Yes. Yes.
Those are
Yes.
the people that knows that their answers and their solutions is within the community. Those are the true leaders that's going to serve us now. That's why you see right all over the news that there's a lot of struggle, a lot of fighting going on among these leaders. It's because um, we are in World War III. I always say this to people. We are in World War III and it's spiritual, it's not physical.
It's not
I know
physical.
we are waiting for the cannons and the sambucas, but it's not coming. This has been going on since COVID. It's spiritual. That's why our finances are under attack, our marriages, relationships, whatever business transactions is under attack. It's because the old needs to go. And we are during the year of karma, like my sister said. It's a number 8. So this year, things will be forced. It will be forced. It won't be all beautiful. No, it won't be
No.
all beautiful. I'm not here
No.
to paint a sunflower picture and tell you it's going to be beautiful. You are going to sit with so much what? No, 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 no. You have to deal with the ugly as well. But you deal with it with love, with love.
With love. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So things will be shown to you within yourself, within your marriages, within your business situationships. Things will be shown to you. You have to make the research. Make sure you dive deep. When you get these encounterments, make sure you dive deep within self. That's why we need to sit still also. This energy also requires us to sit still. You must sit still so that you can know what it is that's really happening. Don't be too much up in your head. Overthinking is not good.
Mm.
It will make you see things that's not there.
Mm.
It will make you
Mm.
think that the illusion is the
Is
truth and it's
yeah.
not real. So sit with that energy, sit in stillness, breathe. If you feel the energy, there's something that wants to disturb your peace, breathe, my people, breathe. That's how I went. What I went through. Can I share something short, sis?
Cool.
Yes. Um, I went through 2020. I went through a lot. It was a great awakening for me. I know each and every one of us had a great awakening. But I was alone during that time. My children was with my mother. And that specific night, I went to sleep. I was outside, but the sky was clear. And then I went to bed past 11, and an hour or so after I fell asleep, I heard a strong wind, a very strong wind. And the wind blew. I got scared because it was unlike. I've never experienced such a wind. Well, it was like, whoo! And the what you call it, the roof was almost. It felt like the wind wanted to remove the the roof from the house. It was
Mm.
unlike. It was for me. It was unnatural.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, I heard strong lightning. It was lightning everywhere. And I got so scared. I'm not a person who gets scared, but I got scared.
Mm.
And I heard the rain. For 20 minutes, it was showers, like rain showers. And then it stopped. It stopped abruptly. It stopped like, just like that. And then I wonder, what was this now? No more lightning, no more wind, no more rain. And I went to sleep. I prayed and I went to sleep. The next morning, when I woke up, I went outside after I was on my way to work. But this thing was up in my head. I went outside, my people, there was no traces of any rain, nothing.
Wow.
The earth was dry.
Mm.
And so I went to work and I was still up in my head. And I asked my colleagues, did you find the rain last night rather strange? And they asked me, what rain? I said,
Mm.
daar was reën gisteraan. There was a lot of rain. And they said, no, 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 no. There was no rain. There was no lightning. There was no wind. I said, okay.
Wow. Mm.
So I came home and I asked my neighbor, have you heard the storm last night? That suddenly, she said, no, there was no storm. There was no rain. There was no lightning. And I said, am I crazy? But
Mm.
after the rain, I forgot to say this. I heard a horn, like
Blowing horn. Yes,
a
the
blowing
horn. You
horn.
heard a horn.
That was what I've heard
Mm.
after that rain stopped abruptly. I've heard the horn, and then I went to
Mm.
sleep. So I explained this to myself over in my head until I realized, but it was my great awakening. It was my great awakening.
Mm. Mm. And at the right time. It's so
At
apt.
the right.
At the right time. At the right time.
Mm,
So
mm,
all these things that we go through is always at the right time. All we are doing in between is setting up for what is coming. You know, I tell people this year, you set up what you want for next year, whether it is a business, whether it is a home, whether it is a relationship, whether it is a. This is the time that you put the energy out there. And how do you do this? Because even during that time, 2009, 2008, physically we had done everything possible. Now it was physically we couldn't do anything more to remedy or to help the situation that we were in. The only other thing to do was then to tag our spiritual partner, because people forget that we have a spiritual partner. And that's also the message that I want to bring today. that this is the time where we need to tag our spiritual partners, because physically if you try to physically push for something, you might not get it. But if you tag your spiritual partner, and the only way for the spiritual partner to get in the ring is if you physically get out of the ring and say, physically, I've done as much as I can. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's the business, whether it's in your home, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your children, whatever it is that is happening in your life, physically you've done as much as you can. So now it is time to take a spiritual partner, and your spiritual partner will know how to move. That is where the miracles come in. When people say, there was nothing else to do, like you said. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes this job opportunity, or comes this business opportunity, or that you don't even put mind to, that this is the thing that's about to change your life. You've just been praying. You've just been sitting back and asking and connecting to spirit and to that is what a lot of people these days, I find that they are connecting back to spirit and getting back to religion and getting back to source, because physically there's nothing we can do anymore. Where people used to think that physically it was them doing these things. I got this job, I walked this, I did, it was all me. No. God is showing everybody, like He did in 2009. He's showing everybody now. This is my game. You play according to my rules.
Mm.
You tag in when I tell you to tag in, and you tag
Mm.
out when I tell you. And
Yes.
perhaps, inshallah, this reminder, what is happening in our lives these days, will carry us forward with grace and humility and abundance in whatever that is. And so we will not forget that our spirit, and that is what Koi is. Koi is all about spirit. Koi is all about the ancestors and connecting with source and connecting with nature. And there's something else happening to make these people move. It's not just them physically moving,
Mm.
because we tag
Mm.
our spiritual partners. Everybody, please, if there's one message that from my side that I want people to get from this, is that now is the time to tag your spiritual partner. Whether that is going, for example, this time period is the period of Hajj, where Muslims go to Makkah, or they go for Umrah. Whether that is that journey that you are going through, even in that, whether you are in motion physically, but spiritually, it is the spiritual partner that is
Mm.
doing the work.
That is doing the work. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Can you just elaborate more or telling our viewers what does this mean by spiritual partner?
So, in most religions or in most contexts, people speak about your soul and ruh. We say it
Mm.
in Arabic, the language of the Quran. The Bible speaks of the soul. Um, Even Gabriel, Gabriel works a lot with your spiritual partner. So I tell people that spiritual side of you is when you pray and you channel, and your spiritual partner needs a direction as well. So it's not as if physically you are not doing anything. Physically, you should tell your spiritual partner, okay, I want this deal to happen. And for this deal to happen, I need this one and that one to fall into place. Or whether it's
Mm.
in your marriage, for example, you say, I want a marriage filled with love and compassion and empathy. I am not talking to my partners about these things. I am telling spirit about these things. So spirit can move, because spirit can move in places where I cannot move.
Mm. Yeah, I just wanted you to make that clear for viewers to understand.
Yeah.
what you are
Yes.
referring to, because most people take it usually physical.
No, 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 no.
And
Physically, what? Yeah. Physically, it is
no,
your
no.
prayer. It is your meditation. It is your breathing. It is your yoga or your whatever practice, whether that is reading the Quran or the Bible, whatever that is. But it is the physical body being still directing the spiritual body on where to go and what it is that you want.
Mm, mm, mm. Last night I did something. You explained it so nicely now. What I did last night is exactly how you explained it. Yes. Thank God for
Mm,
that.
thank God for that.
Um, I told someone the other day that whenever people come to me for the the Khoi San was known for being healers, counselors, teachers. And so whenever my community comes to me with some type of problem or personal stuff, I I always feel inspired and or led to ask them, before you ask God for anything or before you talk to me about anything, I want to ask a question, and that question is there something that you are nurturing? Do you have something that you are nurturing? Because it always come to mind, and I think that is the big thing, sorry, within my community. And then they are like, nurture? What do you mean? Ek nurture my kinders. They will
Mm,
answer you, I'm nurturing. Yes, you have to. That is common sense. But we tend to not have animals or plants. I asked them, do you have a plant in your house? Please get plants and nurture, viewers. Get animals, get a cat or dog, whatever pet you prefer, and nurture that, because that's who we are. We are nurturers. We need to find something, get a garden, make your own small garden at the back or in front of your yard. And whenever you feel this unwanted sadness, pain, you go work in your garden. Put your hands within the soil. All those sadness going into the soil will be created into something so beautiful. And once you are done, you will feel lighter. Believe me. To
because
feed the cat.
growth is made in darkness,
Mm,
isn't it, sis? Growth is made in darkness.
mm. So find something to nurture, whether it's your cat or your dog or your plants. Just nurture. I nurture the community.
Mm.
I will cook a lot of food tonight, and if there's leftovers the same day for 6 more plates, I will dish it out and I will give to my fellow community members. I won't give to one person, I will give to random people. So nurture something, give back.
Mm.
Because if we don't give back, God will take sevenfold. Give back.
Mm.
We must remember. I'm sorry. It seems like I talk too harsh at some point, but yeah,
No, 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 no,
within
no, no, no.
it's within my experience. I'm talking from experience. Mm.
Mm, mm,
And if you give
mm.
and don't expect anything back, just give and let it be. Don't give to be seen or to be heard or to get votes or to have a seat somewhere. Give and let it be. Pray and give and ask for guidance.
Mm,
How to give. Give from your overflow, not from your cup.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
also something I have to teach myself. Thank you,
Mm.
sis.
Mm. That's beautiful. The the grace, the blessing in giving. In the Bible, I think it's called tilling or tilling. I'm standing under correction. We are supposed to give 10% of whatever we earn to charity, to goodness, to kindness. And whether that is 10% of $100 that you earned or 10% of $5 that you earned, as long as you give, and in charity, if you give charity, because that is what we were created for. We believe in the Abrahamic religions, which is the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. And all three these Abrahamic religions teaches us of generosity and sadaqah, charity. And God says, if you give charity to others, I will give from my charity to you because you share. You share what you have earned, whether that is knowledge, whether that is monetary, whether that is physical, whether that is emotional or spiritual. You give of yourself from what I have given to you. And so, in that, sis, what you are saying, I hope people play this back what you just said. You know, there is blessings in that. There is miracles in that. That we must not forget that we are here to share and to help and to nurture. Whether that nurturing is just you giving your charity, you are nurturing something with your charity. You know, very important, especially for Koi, where our communities used to be all about nurturing. I was telling my daughter the other day, she said to me, Mom, why do the herder go from one place to the next? Why doesn't the herder go there where the grass is long? That grass has grown long. And I said to her, this is science now. And Koi didn't know the science, but we knew it intrinsically that we should not do this. To let animals feed on one spot in particular turns the leaves or the forage bitter. So if you keep eating from that same tree, the tree starts performing bitter fruit or bitter leaves. And so the Koi moves to somewhere else to give that one a chance to grow, to nurture back to where it ought to be. Getting the charity from God, the rain and the soil and whatever else God is giving it. And to not abuse that piece of land, not to overwork that piece of land. You know, give
Yes,
it nurture and to grow and not
yes,
just keep taking from it. And
yes.
so, as herders and as communities, we never stayed in one spot, overworking, over cultivating, extracting so much that it cannot grow or it cannot nurture us anymore. You know, balance of us and nature we were in tune. And so I suppose one can take that into one's life as well, to not um, expect so much or take so much or put this whatever situation under so much duress that the fruit that it bears is now bitter. Give it time to grow, give it time to nurture, give it time to let the charity come in towards whatever that is,
Mm,
so that
mm,
nurturing can happen.
mm. It's true.
Mm.
It's true. You mentioned something so interesting about the koi that knew that you cannot take from one.
Mm.
That is what I told the people. people the other day in Namibia that the government says there's no more fish in the sea. And I said, yes, there's fish in the sea. The fish doesn't want to be seen because there's no such thing, there's no fish. Yes, things can go extinct. But for me, to my knowing, the koi knew that when the sea wash out fish, we are not to be, it is not to be eaten.
No.
But others, people, you will see them going and picking up those fish, crabs, whatever, and eat it and prepare it at their houses. And but I watched this specific video and I realized there's no koi people there. And that's how we instinctively knew where to go and where not to go and what to do and what not to do. It's not even something we've read. It's in our DNA and it can never be erased. It's there for life. And so we give it over to ours because we got that from those that were before us. We instinctively knew that some things are rather also to be left alone, to not to be tampered with. We know about it, we will look at it, we will see it, but we will pass it by. We won't interfere with its existence, whatever it is.
Because clearly the ocean is going through a cycle of purging. And whatever the ocean purges, clearly it's not good for us to consume because it's something that is being purged. And so, but Khoisan we have always been in tune with because we are the oldest Homo sapiens, we are the oldest humans alive. If we have been humaning for a very long time, spiritually, physically, all those things, we have been this Homo sapiens state, this conscious mind, the longest. Yes, other civilizations are very young, 3,000, 4,000 years old, 5,000. Our civilization is more than 300,000 years old. Adam's calendar being a very good example. The rock art in Namibia being a very good example. The Bergbrand in Namibia, where people still can't figure out what made this mountain burn. These are phenomenons that Khoi experienced and saw and developed and were part of, and so is conscious of cycles and how cycles work. And even when before the cycles even show up, Khoi will start telling you, I feel something coming, sis. I feel something coming, bro. There's something happening. We can feel it intrinsically. And because we are so connected to the earth and we are so connected to spirit. But everybody right now this is another thing that I've also realized. Older, much older than 2,000 years ago. This 2,000 year civilization is a new civilization. It is a civilization of abuse of power. It is a civilization of um, um, violence and aggression and unfairness. This 2,000 years where people can just take what is not theirs and they can steal and they can cheat and they can lie and they can get away with it. This is new civilization. What I've also realized is we are the old civilizations are now being brought in as the new age, as the new way. And those old doctrines are falling apart because they have no basis, because there was a manipulation that happened within our societies during this time of Pisces. Amun Ra and all those people I think of, and OTEP and, you know,
mm,
World War One, World War Two, the colonization of Africa
mm,
by white supremacists and people who had no empathy or lack empathy or even deeper understanding about humans and civilizations. You know, those 2,000 years is falling away. And so we are bringing back, like we are remembering what happened to us in 2009. Spiritually, our minds are opening up to this is certainly not the way of these last 2,000 years. And we are remembering how our ancestors used to pray and live and work and bringing that spirituality into this new age.
mm. I
Mm.
agree with you. I agree with you. We are living in the old ways also. It's our new ways. It's our ways of living.
Oh,
Our ways of existing. It's
yes,
how we've existed and prospered.
yes,
I
yes,
agree with you. Because it was authentic. It was
it was,
authentic.
yes.
The past 2,000 years was a facade. It was an illusion.
Mm. Mm.
Yes.
What an illusion.
Yeah. I told someone yesterday that I don't believe anymore. And he was like, "What?" I said, "No, no, no, no. I know. I don't believe. I know. I know. And no one can tell me otherwise because I know." The belief was a facade.
Mm.
We are knowers. We are knowers. But we are past that and we have to move forward now and take on the new, which is the old, which was who we were before all the illusion. And we have to embrace that. Yeah.
Also, another thing that I realized is that the mothers are under attack. Everywhere I turn, the mothers are crying. To those people who still have their mothers in their lives, take good care of your mothers. The mothers are that mother energy is the energy that will kill the illusions in your life. The mother energy is the energy that will bring you sustenance, success, abundance, and glory.
Mm,
Um, it is because the old energy wants to hold on to that abusive power. And the best way to abuse power is to knock the mother, because if you knock the mother, that everybody's open to an attack. Everybody, make sure during this time that you know that your mothers are safe and that your mothers are healthy and eating and secure, and just make sure that everybody who has their mothers, make sure that your
mm,
mothers are safe. If you
mm,
are going through anything in this life, I don't have my mother anymore. I
mm,
know how it feels to have a mother and to not have a mother in terms of blessings and energy, and how easier things were because I had my mother's blessing, because I had my mother's prayer. And so during this time, the one thing that I don't wish for it, but I know life would have been, or things would have been smoother if mommy was around praying.
yeah. Yeah.
All those who have them, do not take your mothers for granted. Do not, because this energy will make you do that. This energy will let you throw your mother away. It is a intentional demonic energy that wants to do that, to throw you off your axis so that you don't get to the promised land.
Mm, mm. Sure.
It was because Moses' mothers prayed for him that he succeeded. It was because Jesus' mother prayed for him that he succeeded. It is the mothers that are under attack right now. So be sure to make sure, if you want success, take care of your mothers. Make sure they are safe.
Mm.
Nothing else is more important. I promise, nothing else is more important. On that note, sis,
Yeah. With all that said and done, thank you, viewers, for tuning in. I'm thankful for to be able to speak today about what's going on around us, and it's always sorry, it's always such a blessing to talk about these things. It's so underrated that we have so much motivational speakers out there, but we always want to make sure that our people get our messages.
yes,
Our
yes,
messages.
yes, yes,
But
yes.
thank you, viewers, for tuning in. It was great talking to you, and you must enjoy the rest of the afternoon or of the evening or whenever you tune in of the morning. But enjoy your day and have a blessed one, and be enlightened and allow yourself to evolve, irrespective. Whether it's small, whether it's big, recognize it. You must embrace it, honor it. It's yours. And don't ever doubt yourselves. Thank you, sis.
Mm, mm. Oh, that's beautiful. Never doubt yourself. God is God. So trust your gut and pray a lot. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Um, we love to interact with people. We have also, on that note, we have also in this time developed a koi sun medicinal spray. I think we should advertise it next on the channel. The spray has all the plants from South Africa, Southern Africa, plants grown in the mountains that you can't get anywhere else in the world. Um, we will talk more about that, but we've developed the spray and we are selling the spray. The spray helps with diabetes, hypertension, chronic heart disease, cancer, TB, lupus, any arthritic, any autoimmune. Um, and we've had great results. Koi have been using it for I don't know how long, thousands of years.
Mm.
And so we've now put it into a bottle. My sister in Namibia is the distributor in Namibia. I'm the distributor here in South Africa. And so, to anybody watching, wanting to get in contact and ask us about our spray, our medicine, our plants, even sending you the raw plants is possible. So, if you need any information about that, please comment as well, and we will be sure to let everybody know.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
I thank everybody for tuning in. I thank my sister for being here with me today and for offering up her time and her wisdom to us. I am grateful to God. Thank you, sister. And I hope to see everybody soon. God bless.
Thank you,
And
sis.
be
Thank you. Thank you.
bye, Sabah. Bye, sis. Bye.
Bye. See you.